Hola! This is one of the more important classes that we're going to look at. We are going to learn how to conjugate verbs in the past tense using what we call el preterito, the preterite tense, or the simple past in English. This is one of the trickier ones, so please pay attention. We're going to examine the different endings for the AR, ER, IR regular verbs. So to begin, we see the stem or the root is the same, regular verb conjugation en el preterito. Now let's learn the endings. This is what you have to memorize. So yo hablé. Tricky, huh? We've got an A with an accent. So the emphasis is on the last syllable. Yo hablé. I spoke or I talked. Tú hablaste. Tú hablaste. You spoke. Él, ella y usted. The ending is él habló. Ella habló. Usted habló. Notice, the only difference between yo hablo, I speak, y él habló, he spoke, is the accent. But that changes the intonation or pronunciation of the word. If we don't put that there, then it would be incorrect. It would be hablo. Hablo, as you know, is the present tense form of I speak. We must put the accent there. Él habló. He spoke. Now let's go on to nosotros. The nosotros form in the AR verb, past tense preterito, are very simple. Why? Because the nosotros form in the past is exactly the same as it is in the present. So I could tell you, nosotros hablamos, and it would mean we speak, or nosotros hablamos, and it would mean we spoke. How do you know the difference? Well, that's just context, depending on the sentence. If I say we speak today, or we spoke yesterday, we will learn more about that vocabulary in the future. So the AR verb, nosotros forms are exactly the same in the present and the pretérito past. Ellos, ellas y ustedes hablaron. They spoke. Ustedes hablaron. You spoke. Now we move on to the AR, ER verb endings. They're completely different now. Yo comí. I ate. I with an accent. Yo comí. The tricky part's the pronunciation. You've got to put the emphasis on the last letter. Yo comí. Tú comiste. No accent here. Tú comiste. You ate. Él, this is a tricky one. We've got two vowels we're going to write here. We're going to write I and O with an accent on the O. Él comió. Remember, don't get confused because the AR verbs just has O with an accent. Here we're adding I, O. Two vowels. Él comió. You have to pronounce them all. Ella comió. She ate. Usted comió. You ate. The nosotros form. Nosotros comimos. We ate. And the plural form, ellos, ellas y ustedes. This is tricky. We've got a whole mouthful of vowels here. Ellos comieron. O, I, E, O. Four vowels, and you must pronounce them all. Remember, keep your mouth open in pronouncing Spanish. Comieron. Ellos comieron. They ate. Ustedes comieron. You ate. Now we know the conjugation for the AR verbs in the preterito, the ER verbs. One more to go. IR. Vivir. To live. Past tense, yo BB. Hey, that's the same as this. Well, some of the endings are the same. Pay attention. Tú viviste, you lived. Él, be careful, we've got to get the two vowels written down. Él vivió, he lived. Él vivió en Toronto, he lived in Toronto. Él vivió en una casa, he lived in a house. Nosotros, what are we going to put here? What vowel do you think we're going to put here? Well, nosotros vivimos. Well, that's interesting. That's the same as in the present tense. And you're right. The IR verbs also, as well as the AR verbs, have the same conjugation in the present and the past. The only one different is the ER one. Comemos, we eat. Comimos, we ate. Nosotros vivimos, we live. Or it could also be nosotros vivimos, we lived. Again, going to be according to the context, which we're going to learn about. The last one, well, you've probably guessed by now, it looks the same, but you've got to pronounce all those vowels. Ellos vivieron. Ellas vivieron. Ustedes vivieron. Now you know how to conjugate all regular preterito verbs. AR, ER, IR. You must look at those endings and memorize them.
Tengo que confesar que a veces